This is Johnson County in southern Illinois. It's a patchwork of rural landscapes, state parks, farmland, and enough water for migrating waterfowl. It's a great place for a young artist with an eye for birds to grow up.
I would have to say probably my very first memories would come from watching birds out the back of our house. I remember also around that time, my dad would take me out into the woods and we'd sit and watch the wildlife.
Abraham Hunter lives in Goreville, a small town on Route 37. He spends his days in a room on the second floor of his parents' home. It's an art studio that doubles as Abraham's bedroom. Look around and all you see are birds.
It's really the enthusiasm that even got me started into painting, the enthusiasm of enjoying wildlife.
And he didn't realize how much he loved wildlife until his father's job took him away from it.
It was really in South Carolina that where we were at was more a city location, and it was there that I realized how much I'd missed the wildlife, and I'd sort of taken it for granted, you know. Then I really started paying attention to details on animals.
The Hunters stayed in South Carolina for 2 years, just enough time for them to see Abraham's artistic talent develop on canvas.
It's from 2006, the very first painting that he did. And 4 years later, 2010, and I have to say that it is strictly through observation. He has never sat and watched anyone. He's never taken lessons.
Work brought the Hunters back home. By then, Abraham was drawing as much attention as he was birds.
Even at that time, he was good, and he's just improved double since then. I'm just fascinated by his talent.
And now, in these lighter areas, did you...
Lonnie Hinton publishes 2 newspapers in Johnson County. He spotted Abraham's talent at an art show and now thinks of him as an ambassador for the region.
It sort of makes it look 3D just by layering it, you know.
I think people around the country really doesn't have any idea what beautiful landscape and what beautiful nature we have right here in southern Illinois. But it's everywhere. Abraham's art, you know, indicates that as well.
At 14, Abraham entered one of his paintings in the Illinois Duck Stamp Competition. The contests are held in all 50 states. The winning artwork becomes a stamp that's sold to raise money for wildlife conservation. This is Abraham's entry in the 2009 Illinois competition.
And he did win. He was 14 when he did that. And the very first question that they asked him was, "Are you really 14 years old?"
And so that's whenever I started thinking, you know, you may be a little bit better than you think you are.
For 2 years, Abraham's painting became Illinois' duck stamps. Then in 2010, he entered this painting in the Federal Junior Duck Stamp Contest, competing with more than 27,000 other paintings.
Ringneck, because it was he just loves the diving ducks. It was a shorter duck. He could get all of the duck in the way he wanted. He loved the beauty of the duck.
And apparently so did the judges. Abraham's ringnecks won and put the artist from Goreville, Illinois, onto a national stage.
And that made a beautiful duck stamp.
It's really the outdoors is where I study all this. It all comes from a direct link with the outdoors. And so that's really just the whole motivation for it, is trying to make people feel like they're out there. In my way, I try to share with people what enjoyment I get from being in the outdoors.
The experience, Abraham says, is what he wants to share. The cardinal, a bluebird,
I try to keep in focus that this, for one, is a gift to me, and I don't think it was just for any reason that I was given this gift. I think I was given this gift to be able to share it with everybody.
I've tried to collect a variety of the different birds that he has painted.
And she's done well. Faye Mize hangs Abraham's paintings throughout her house. She's a birder who likes the real thing.
Through his paintings, I've been able to bring those birds into the house and enjoy them in the house as well as watch them outside the window. So it's just double the enjoyment that I get from, the birding experience through his paintings.
And if she had to pick a favorite, Faye says, it's this.
There's something about that turkey painting and the peacefulness of the setting that I connect with that. And previously turkeys were not, wasn't drawn to turkeys as much until I saw his paintings.
That connection doesn't happen by chance.
Pretty sky.
Abraham spent a lot of time with his subjects, sitting, waiting, and watching.
This would actually look good with a good flight of them in the background like they've been doing, just going either straight up or just, flying all around, and then some in the foreground landing and pitching down.
Snapshots and memories are saved and then later retrieved.
You've got people that want to relive the experiences, and then you've got people that can't really live the experiences.
And for them, he paints, conveying the feeling of being here.
Like ducks coming in. See, this one's eager. He's about to put down in the water. This one's flaring. He's going to land over here later. And then these are setting their wings. They're slowing down to be able to come in. That's the body language, and that's taken a lot of time to study. You really have to become a master, and you've got to see stuff like this happen a lot. And you've really got to study a lot of photos before you know how exactly the animals act. And that's also part of it, part of making people feel like they're actually there in the experience themselves.
Even the finest details of nature aren't overlooked.
I spent years trying to understand what was going on with water. Water is like a mirror, but it's a moving mirror, and the waves, the way the rhythm of the waves goes, will bend and twist stuff, reflections.
Once taken from the land and wildlife he loved, Abraham Hunter now seems solidly connected to it. Each painting is an experience that's captured and then shared.
I think it's pretty important for a number of reasons. For people's own personal joy, for the sake of the animals also. I think that what I try to do is to give people joy, and that's what I hope my mission in the rest of my life will be.